And so today I want to talk about emotional intelligence because honestly, this is one of the most overlooked leadership skills there is. Everybody talks about strategy, communication, productivity, time management, but emotional intelligence, that's the skill underneath all of it. Your ability to understand your emotions, manage your reactions, read the room, respond intentionally instead of emotionally. That matters more than most leaders realize because your team is always watching how you respond under pressure, not just during the easy moments, during the stressful moments, the frustrating moments, the chaotic moments. That's when your leadership really shows. And I've had to learn this firsthand. I remember moments in leadership where internally I felt overwhelmed, frustrated, and irritated, but I still had a team looking to me for direction. And if I'm honest, there were times earlier in my leadership journey where my emotions absolutely showed up in the wrong way. You could hear it in my tone, feel it in my energy, see it in my reactions, not because I was a bad leader, but because I was reacting instead of leading. And what I eventually realized was this: just because something frustrates you doesn't mean you have to respond from frustration. That was a huge shift for me because emotional intelligence is not about pretending you don't have emotions because you do, right? So, leadership is emotional, healthcare is emotional, and people are emotional. The goal is not perfection, the goal is awareness. Awareness of how you're feeling, how you're responding, and how your energy impacts the people around you. Because whether leaders realize it or not, their emotional state sets the emotional tone for the team. If you walk in reactive, stressed, short tempered, your team feels that immediately. But when you stay grounded, calm, and intentional, your team feels that too. That's leadership influence. And honestly, some of the strongest leadership moments I've had didn't come from having the perfect answer. They came from having emotional control. I remember moments where I had to pause before responding. That's so important. Moments where I wanted to react emotionally, but knew that would only escalate the situation. Moments where I had to check my tone before speaking. And let me tell you, that pause matters so much because one emotional reaction from a leader can damage trust faster than people realize. That's why emotional intelligence is so powerful. It creates psychological safety, trust, and stability, especially in healthcare environments where emotions already run high. A five-star nurse leader understands this. They don't just lead tasks, they lead energy, culture, and emotional tone. And that requires self awareness. So today, I want you to really think about this. How are you showing up emotionally as a leader lately? Are you reacting or responding? Are you leading from frustration or from intention? Are people experiencing calm when they interact with you or tension? Because your emotional presence matters more than you think. And the beautiful thing about emotional intelligence is it's a skill. It can be developed. You can become more aware, more grounded, and more intentional. And when you do, everything about your leadership changes. Your communication improves, your relationships improve, your team dynamics improve. Because emotionally intelligent leaders create emotionally safer teams. And if you want help growing in that area, DM me leader. Let's build that skill together. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye for now.